What's up, you guys? It's Pete Thorne. Welcome to the studio. And hey, this is my video on the Overdrive special from Hagerman. This is a true all-tube dual 12AX7 preamp. Two 12AX7s running in there at, I think, high voltage, because it's like bumping up from 9 volts internally to like 125 or something. What will they think of next? How do they do that? But anyway, sounds really cool, feels dynamic, doesn't feel like an overdrive pedal, feels more like a tube preamp. And indeed, that's what it is. Now, they state in the manual that it's best running into an all-tube power amp. That's the way it was designed. You can also use it as a guitar pedal, and I tried that, but I agreed. I thought it sounded great running into a tube power amp, so I ran it right into my Fryette power station over there, right into the line input. Alternatively, you could run it into a solid-state power amp, or you could run it into the effect return of a guitar amp, utilizing the amp's power amp. Lots of ways to use it. You could even go direct with it, I would think, coming right out of the output into some speaker simulation, right to a PA or recording interface. I didn't try that. For the whole video, I'm going into tube power and a cabinet. Now, this is meant to mimic, of course, the classic Overdrive special amp from Dumble, but it's not a one-to-one recreation or anything like that. It's actually kind of a rethink of the circuit internally. And Hagerman attempted to kind of surpass the sound. He was going for like a better sound than the Overdrive special. So you could be the judge, but I thought it sounded really cool in the video. As far as controls go, you got a level control there, a drive control kind of for the preamp amount. You got a tone control, and then you got this color control, which is also sort of a tone control, but it's more than that. Sort of sets the attack and overall vibe and smoothness, or maybe, you know, punch of the pedal. If you know, they had this like switch that went from jazz to rock. Lower settings are supposed to mimic the Robin Ford kind of tone. In the middle, it's supposed to be like an Overdrive special on the rock setting. It just kind of varies the attack and also the kind of overdrive characteristics and the punch of the pedal. Very interactive with the tone control. Now, there's this lift switch here. When you flip that, I believe it takes that color control out of the circuit completely and gives you a much gainier, punchier sound. So that's a nice option to have. And then there's this Overdrive special switch right here, or ODS. Turn that on, you get the Overdrive circuit and a gain boost. Without it, the pedal is quite clean. And I utilized that cleaner mode for some rhythm guitars that I played on my Sir T-style guitar. And when I did that, I realized, oh, you could actually use this pedal as maybe like a pedal platform, you know, but your preamp on a pedal board, and maybe run some overdrives or distortions or fuzzes into it. So more on that in a bit. I'm going to show you what it sounds like with a fuzz running into it, my compressor, an overdrive. For the main guitar part in the song at the beginning of the video, I was using the overdrive mode, but I had the color control switched in for a slightly lower gain sound. So that made kind of like a mid-gain overdrive sound. For all the leads, I ended up with the lift switch in the upper position, switching it in, taking the color control out of line, and that gave me kind of the gainiest, sort of veering towards almost like fuzz sound. Makes me think of the Eagles, you know, Eagles type sounds when they'd crank the gain up, but for them that meant like less attack and kind of smooth. So it's great for bluesy solos, real full single notes, that kind of thing. I'm going to play more through the pedal now. I'm going to solo some of the parts outside of the mix, going to turn the knobs and stuff, and you can hear me kind of tweaking the sounds and getting to where I got for the tones in the song. Okay, here we go. It's the Overdrive special from Hagerman. So for the first guitar part in the song at the beginning of the video, I got the overdrive circuit switched in. I've got the gain up about 3/4 of the way up, so this is quite a bit of drive, but you can switch in more with this lift control. So here's the tone that I use. So you can hear it's that driven, soft attack, smooth around the edges, kind of furry, but kind of smooth sound. Now, the color control has a lot of effect on the smoothness of the sound. If you turn it up, you're going to get a more edgy tone. So if you want a little more poke, a little more clarity, you can go there. But if you want to smooth it out and kind of real soft attack, turn it all the way down. Almost like the woman tone thing from the neck pickup, except you're using the bridge pickup. At least I am right now. So it just depends. And supposedly all the way down is kind of the Robin Ford thing. With that control all the way off. But anyway, it's highly interactive with the tone control. I liked it somewhere around 11 o'clock or maybe noon. Sounded best to me there for what I was doing. But there's cool settings to be had all over the place. Now, if you hit the lift control all the way up, I believe it takes that control out of line and adds a bunch of gain. So I did a couple of clean guitar parts, panned hard left and right underneath the guitar solo. And for this I wanted to try using the Overdrive Special just as kind of like a clean preamp, basically for clean guitar part. And, you know, this would also serve great as a pedal platform like this. So I'm going to run a couple pedals into the Overdrive Special right now and show you what that sounds like. I used a compressor on this part, but no other pedals. So basically, compressor right into the Overdrive Special, into the power station, sounds like this. Now if I turn off the compressor, this is what it sounds like. Clean American sound, you know, basically. And if I turn this off, you'll hear like all the mojo goes away. Kind of just like running into the power section of an amplifier, because that's what I'm doing basically. So once again, here's the sound of the compressor in front of the Overdrive Special. Now let's hear a couple other pedals. I've got a fuzz on my pedal board here, a Starlight fuzz. Crazy Tube Circuit Starlight. How about an Archer from Rocket? Let's listen to that. Okay, let's hit superconductor boost in front of the Archer. That's pretty cool. I like that. Gives it a little more mojo. So basically just using the Overdrive Special as a clean tube preamp that you can run your pedals into. That's one other use. Alright, so let's go on a little journey here to set up a lead sound, and this will be the sound that I will have used to cut the solo in the song that you've already heard, because this is going to the past and you're gonna have already been in the future. You know what I mean? Here's the sound with no pedal. Turning it on. So similar to the rhythm sound I had. I think what I'll do, let's try maxing out the drive. I'll turn the tone controller back and forth here. Kind of cool actually all the way up. I sort of like it. Might be good for the solo. Kind of like Muffy actually when you turn it all the way up, and then when you run the color control back. Maybe. I don't know, sort of Muffy. Let me try turning the drive control down, and then I'm going to hit the lift control up and see what that does. Kind of like that, actually. So I've got the lift control on, I guess, which takes the color control out of play, adds gain. I've got the drive control on about 10:30 or 11 o'clock, so there's plenty of drive left if I want it. And then the tone's about 3/4 the way up. I'm going to try this from my solo tone for the song at the beginning of the video. And I think this is giving you somewhat of an idea of what all these controls do. Thanks you guys for watching my video on the Overdrive special from Hagerman, true all-tube dual 12AX7 tube preamp. Great for anything from clean all the way through to mid-gain fat tones to kind of fuzzed out compressed leads with light attack. Real smooth, cool for soulful stuff, bluesy stuff. It's the furthest thing from a Marshall in the box. It's a different sound, and if that's what you're looking for, look no further. You can check it out further at the links down in the video description below. Click there, it'll take you to more info about the Overdrive special preamp. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Pete Thorne. Take care.